Welcome back. Well, we've had a great show. We've got lots of deals. We've got lots of things that we're thinking about. The holidays are coming. We've got a budget. But did you know that this is 7 years and counting? This is Financial Literacy Month. So we've still got some time to become literate and continue to be literate, because that's really the importance of it. And Andre Bolduc is here to tell us all about it. Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, so 7 years, you put together a fantastic program to offer people information of financial literacy. Tell us about that.
Yeah, financial literacy is a term that gets thrown around a lot. Basically what that means is it's people's skill set and knowledge that they use to make good decisions and effective decisions when it comes to their money. So it's particularly relevant in today's environment where interest rates are going up, debt loads that are a record high. Almost half of households are living paycheck to paycheck.
Yeah.
And 42% of Canadians identify money worries as their top stressor. So it's very important to people's well-being. And to be highly financially literate helps their well-being.
Yeah, so what would you say is sort of, how are Canadians faring? How are we doing? Or is it genders? Is it people? Are you seeing stats that show different things?
There was an interesting survey done on that.
Yeah.
And what it showed is they asked people how they thought they were in terms of financial literacy. And 78% said they were good to great when it came to their financial literacy. 14% of them said it was great. 64% was good. However, when those same people took a financial literacy test, almost 6 in 10 failed it.
Wow.
So what that tells us is there's room for improvement, and maybe people feel a bit more confident than their skills reflect.
Yeah, I feel like I might get a failing grade if those people thought they had 78%. So what's some general advice for people when they're thinking about budgets and learning about money?
The general advice is that I recommend people do a budget. We know that about 53% of people don't do a budget, so now's a good time to do one. If you do a budget, then it's a good time to review it. You should do it at least annually. When you're starting off with the budget process, you may want to do it monthly. It's also important to set goals when you do your budget, because any goals you have will cost money. So it's important to incorporate that in your budget.
And to be honest about your goals. Like if you really want to do it, throw it down there and see if it's doable.
Absolutely. And if you're living with a partner, it's important to get that person involved. And even getting the children involved is important.
Yeah, you're saying there's a lot of focus on children and this financial literacy. So what are some tips that we can impart on our children so they're not so struggled?
Well, for children, it's never too early to learn about financial literacy. It's suggested as early as 4 years old. The best way I find is to give them an allowance. You do it every week or every 2 weeks, like a paycheck. You can tie it into chores or other measurements if you wish. It's the parent's choice. And what that forces to do is then you have a discussion with your kids about their allowance. How they're going to spend it, what are they thinking? And then they start making decisions. They're going to make some good ones, they're going to make some bad ones, but they learn that way. And these are skills that if they learned those earlier on, it will serve them for the rest of their lives.
It's easier to get in debt with your $10 allowance than to get in debt in the future when you're taking care of things.
Yeah, well, hopefully when you're a kid, you're not getting into debt. And that would be the main lesson right there. If you want something,
that's what it is.
You need to save for it.
You need to save for it. Because a lot of kids, and who knows, but what I see is a lot of kids, it's all very automatic because it's there, it's at the dollar store, it's there. A lot of kids don't know how to use their money very well. So when you say children in literacy, you've got the allowance, you've got the tips. When kids get older, 14 to 18, are there some good tips there? Because I feel like that's, if the communication stops, which I'm assuming is one of the basic things, keep communicating about it. What are some good tips?
As kids get older, probably their allowance is going to increase, or they're going to get that first job. So then key things you want to reinforce is to start saving a percentage of what they earn. You want them to learn about saving, interest, and things like that. And once they hit high school and they want to start talking about post-secondary education, you can make a budget with them about how much it's going to cost. And you have to start introducing to them the concept of debt, what's good debt and bad debt. A lot of times people get student loans to go to school. They have to understand they have to pay it back and how that works.
Yeah, and recognize what debt looks like when it's coming your way.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And so when people need more advice, can we turn to you? Because I could talk to you about financial literacy for about an hour or a year. I know it's all a month, but what are you offering? What can you offer to us in the community? We can reach out to you?
Yeah, we've got tons of tools on our website,
Yeah.
paycheck planner, a budget worksheet, things like that. And there's also links to other organizations where you can get tools to help you with budgeting. If you get in too deep or you can't make ends meet, you may need professional advice. That's where I would come in as a licensed insolvency trustee.
Yeah.
We help people with that.
Well, I'm so glad you came on. There's still time in November. Get yourself a little organized. Thank you, Andre, so much for joining us. And thank you, community of Ottawa. We'll see you tomorrow.